Alright, so now that they have an expectation that feeds into their expectations of mastering me and my journalism by forcing a pedo bang page with art on it if I'm gonna talk about their dumb pedo nation shit. I don't really care, I do art journalism anyways. But here's the piece of art, and then here's some written stuff. And then basically what Project Pedo Bang Veritas didn't understand is that long ago during Don Trump Pedo Bang, blatantly, I went down to the South and I helped with a whole project. A whole project that was meant to lure all the pedo nation, which is basically the Republican open pedophile world, into one of their grays. A gray that I helped configure into being open to most of the dark web. And that then nobody told them. Basically behind the scenes they're like, this guy's profile, we'll make him our bench. And I knew that. They were trying to hide their shit. In a theoretical, like, the profile has a BitTorrent in it. And that essentially it also has like one huge photo app that they put all their stuff in. It basically pulls it off all the rest of the dark web and then isolates it to a whole isolated world that basically nobody can seem to actually tell that it's open to everyone. They don't know. Nobody. See, when it comes to this stuff, you have to speak their stupid code language or they won't believe anything. So, instead of wasting anybody's time giving a fuck about that, these people sit around whacking off, raping kids, basically doing it openly on most of the dark web. Right? And that it's all the stuff that they were already doing. It's just now it's viewable by most of the dark web. And it's meant to show who the people that are doing that is. So if you guys want it taken down, start at the first stupid fucking pedophile, arrest that person, and throw them in prison. Then move on. And then all of their stuff will then not exist because all of those people have the profiles and are the only ones that can access it. So if you arrest and throw all those people in prison, then nobody will be able to access it because when stupid little pedophile accesses it, then whatever he's looking at is broadcasted to the world. So if you arrest them, then they won't have their little problem that has them accessing it, and then it becomes a secure system. See, if they stop whacking off into it, Mormon Q, then that stuff will lock down. But since they're all stupid little pedophiles, and since they like to sit around figuring out ways to have sex with children in it, then that is where it gets exposed to highlight and to target with people online who essentially figure out ways to prevent them from raping fucking kids, okay? So if everybody's having a pedo bang nation problem and all whiny and bitchy about a huge database that Republicans are in. See, in the South, they started noticing how all these crazy church people were being crazy, psychotic pedophiles. And then, since they just pretty much the other profiles that would be able to create a lockable system, basically, everybody else had their pedo bang as their picture. So they wouldn't use other people's dark web profile that's configured in these ways. And so mine didn't. And so basically, since I wasn't an insider, and basically since I was down there researching their Jeffrey Epstein pedo bang trafficking route, they didn't like me. And I don't like them. And so then, since I wasn't going to be a part of housing everybody's pedo bang shit, I basically got it to where all of that stuff is available for basically what would be regular hackers in the world. And so the reality is that the lack of computer science understanding by most dumb senators in the South is that virtualization is the issue when it comes to taking down most of that pornography. It gets virtualized kind of like a video on YouTube, where the video itself doesn't necessarily go into a server in a, you put in a USB and it goes into a hard drive kind of a way. It essentially uploads it, then it builds a picture, time machine snapshot of the video, and then it purges the uploaded coding. And that then when anybody clicks on it, then the AI quickly codes the video from a virtualization. So all this pornography on dark web essentially operates in the same way. And so it's not about erasing a server. The AIs themselves have to be destroyed. That process is where all these AIs in Open Pedo Nation are essentially Republican VIP AIs, and that stuff protects their pedo bangs from being seen. So you're probably not going to be getting them to be erasing their dark web AI that they use for that stuff. So instead of desperately trying to figure out how to take down the AI, this is basically the project of FUCKATOS. Do they get it? Do they understand it yet? Do they understand that I literally have been orchestrating a huge fuck over using this stuff? What are you supposed to do with a prairie boy? That's right. Let's put a prairie boy in an executive office somewhere. And so, since you guys didn't do that, you guys weren't following the rules of it, so I didn't follow the rules of it. This is called precedence. This is where I like to mock all of you of your guys' effort, because nothing that you people can do will ever take down your guys' blatant open pedo nation shit. And that if your guys' stupid pedophiles are accessing it, then that is where the problem is, that your guys' stupid pedophiles are accessing it. So if you guys round up your guys' million-man fucking pedo bang nation, and if you keep them from their little sex addiction to pedophilia wackies, then you guys won't have a problem with a huge database, okay? And so, basically, the government is the one that did most of that shit. Even during Donald Trump, they literally were doing it out of his own administration. Do they understand that they were literally just doing something that he would never want them to do blatantly? They were blatantly defying his stupid shit. They were blatantly doing it, and nobody got thrown in prison. And look at how much pedo bang power he had over it. Look at how your guys' stupid pedo bang president couldn't even stop his own little infidelity stuff that's in there. Also, look at how his power of being in the seat wasn't any power. See, he couldn't get anybody to stop doing this project. See, all of his presidential power couldn't stop anybody from fucking over Pedo Nation. Couldn't do a fucking thing about it. Well, it's a hashtag project, basically. So, why wasn't Donald Trump able to control the world's hackers? Huh. So, if you guys want to come up with some weird bitch cuck fuck theory on somebody having all this stuff, you people are the ones that are shoving that stuff in there. See, pedo bangs, you guys thought that it would be secret. You guys didn't want me to get a computer built to be accessing that stuff because you guys wanted to use that to house all of your guys' little pedo blackmails. You all wanted to use that profile as your guys' secret housing system for when all these other S&Ms start breaking down in AIs. And that is where all of you were the ones with the little computers being my stupid little bitch for your guys' own little demise. Did some military guy tell you guys how to think? Fuck you.